So when I began all this, my son Bruno did say he hoped we would turn out to be related to a bunch of thieves. So at least he'll be pleased.
At the Hague National Archive, researcher Sierk Plontiger has Coennraad's trial documents.
Wow.
And they have not been opened for, I think, some 170 years, so go ahead.
Oh my, that's amazing. I think you better open it,
not
me. How extraordinary.
The file reveals that Coennraad was accused of stealing a red leather bag from a city centre bar. Inside were 80 lottery tickets, 3 of which were later traced to Coennraad.
So you see here the numbers.
Yes, I can see the numbers.
Number 2151, 2, and so on.
And that was enough to convict someone?
No, not yet. They interrogated him. Finally, they're asking, we have discussed the whole thing, and will you now finally admit that you have done it? And he said, no, I will not.
I presume there are witnesses and they say something about him, or...
Yeah, of course there is the witness.
Yes.
The main witness, the owner of that other poach, who said I have seen him that day in my bar.
Right. Is there anything written down from anyone else that describes him or what kind of a person he was? Don't know why I'm asking. It can only be bad.
The barmaid, Louisa,
Yes.
who's telling that Coennraad wasn't there at the pub at the time.
You say it like you don't believe her. I feel you're not being objective. I feel that you...
I'm just telling you
Yes.
what is mentioned here.
Yes, so she says, look, he wasn't even there.
He wasn't even there.
Yeah.
Despite Louisa's testimony, the original trial judge found Coennraad guilty. In April 1830, he was sentenced to 18 months in jail. A verdict later upheld at appeal.
What I don't know, and I don't know if you can answer this, is did he serve this 18 months in prison?
Answering your question, here is a very interesting document just on the end of the file. It's a document from the bailiff, where he said that he went to his house, knocked on the door, and said, "Where's Mr. Salmon?" He wasn't there. And his neighbors said, well, we have heard that he's in England. He wasn't even there at his appeal trial.
Oh, so that went ahead in his absence?
Exactly.
Well,
exactly.
I mean, quite a canny man then, at least. So I suppose now I understand more why he might have appealed, because he can think, look, there's not much chance that I'm going to get this conviction quashed, but if I get everyone busy in The Hague, I can then just pop on a boat, get to England, change my name, start afresh.
It is an interesting suggestion. I don't know.
It's a plan. But it's a plan, and you know what? It worked.
Yeah, it worked indeed. He went to England.
Coennraad's fugitive escape to England may well be the most important moment in Nigella's family history. It meant his granddaughter Helena Gluckstein would one day meet and marry Barnet Salmon. A marriage that paved the way for the Lyons catering dynasty.
You can't really imagine a worse start than having to flee a country because you're going to be put in prison. And yet, it was the impetus that was needed. It doesn't really matter whether he was a persecuted innocent. That's sort of irrelevant. Because it's things turn on such small accidents of fate that suddenly the whole family moves in a different way. What's so interesting, and I suppose what my family history teaches me, is that you make your life. That, you can create something, or that somehow how you start off is not how you need to end up. So that it's not that I think the past is irrelevant. I don't. I think it's very relevant, but I don't think you need to be defined by it. And I think maybe that's also what keeps human beings going, because there's something exciting about that. And I think that really the way to live is in the present.